Girls at home, take one. All right, let's get us hype.
Don't look at me, we are the girls at home and everybody knows. Okay.
Nobody knows.
Nobody
knows. So I guess we should just like
hey.
Hey.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Cara.
And we're your girls at home. Everything that we love to do involves us being at home, so we figured instead of us consistently Snapchatting each other every day, hours on end, let's just put it on a video and put it out there for the world.
I mean, we do this all the time anyway, so we know that a lot of people do too. And we figured we'd just join the conversation ourselves and share our theories, share, you know, our love, mostly for Taylor. But everything else we can get at home too, so.
I know, and we've got a lot of things coming up. We are currently recording. It is September 21st.
September 21st. We got a month to midnight.
An exact month.
To the day.
To the day. And
with
we got
a few hours to go.
With a few hours. I mean, like, we got a lot of information within even the last 24 hours.
Yeah. That's like mainly why we're doing this, because we have gotten so much, yet at the same time I feel like I don't know a lot.
No,
like,
and
there's so many questions.
I'm a new Swiftie, if we want to define it in that way.
Born again.
Right, I forgot. I'm a born again Swiftie. You're our like forever OG Swiftie. Yeah. And you know, sometimes I get confused on what the heck is going on, what things are about, because we know Taylor, nothing's an accident.
No, there's no coincidences.
Every lyric that she writes is like meaningful to her, so there's gonna be a lot that we need to know before going into this new album.
Yes, yeah, there's a lot to break down, because mainly what everyone's kind of been focusing on in this Midnight's era is the foreword that we got for the album. So she talked about 13 sleepless nights scattered throughout her life. And when we got that, what do we think? Is it written now that she's reflecting on these nights? That's really what we think. Or, you know, everyone thinks, could they be vault songs put on an album? I don't think that that could be, like, she's already doing vault songs. So
especially with what she's given us.
Yeah, no way.
It's
a whole new era.
Yeah.
So we figured by taking this little scattered throughout her life, we thought we would put together some thoughts on these sleepless nights.
Yeah.
Perhaps some of the biggest nights that have kept her up throughout her life.
Yeah. I think that's
I mean, they would keep me up, so
listen.
we just kind of thought we'd just jump into it. As of today, September 21st, this is what we know.
About Midnights.
What do we know?
That's the title album. That's what we know.
That's what we know. That's like the biggest thing we know.
The biggest thing we know. The second biggest thing. It's a Jack Antonoff album. I can't.
Which is huge because, you know, for a little bit, as we got this announcement, there was, what, 2 weeks of we had no idea.
No idea.
We got the images. We got kind of this theme that it was like a 60s, 70s aesthetic.
Definitely.
And
her outfits.
We didn't know what that meant. We were like, does this mean it's a rock album? What does it mean? But two things. In the makings of Midnight's video, TikTok thing, we saw Jack. So it is confirmed Jack is working on this project, which is just...
There's never been a flop.
No.
There's never been a flop.
So we already know it's going to be the best album we've ever heard.
Taylor's never had a flop.
No.
But we know it's going to be good if Jack's involved. The question is like, who else is involved?
That's what we also need to
know.
We also know, because iTunes, and I think this just happened last night, today.
Or I think it was a couple days ago, because that's when people were finding out that it's explicit. There are tracks that are explicit.
Yes, which, like, thank God.
I know. She's grown up.
Yeah.
Ever since Reputation. It's too much.
We've got explicit tracks.
She's doing good. She's on some new shit.
Exactly. It's exactly what was in my head. Because you need to. You just need a good shit. You just need a good fuck.
Sometimes we just need a good shit. For keeping that in there.
As of 2 days ago, probably 2 days ago,
about
a day ago, we've gotten confirmation that it's a pop album.
Right, well, we have to give, like, I feel like props out to the Swifties.
Yeah.
Because they are
not checking
sleuthers.
Yeah.
I'm a Spotify girl.
Yeah.
So those that have pre-ordered Midnights has noticed that it's been labeled already on iTunes as pop.
Yep.
And there's explicit albums, explicit songs.
Which we need.
Because she's doing good. She's on some new shit. As of yesterday, like midnight.
Yep.
Taylor released a TikTok. And is she killing us this time, this era? She's going hard. This is her first era that she's truly had, like a real era since Reputation. Yeah. Lover was unfortunately cut.
But Reputation, even, it was like, there will be no explanation, there will just be Reputation.
She was like silent.
She was silent.
Silent.
Was she silent or was she silenced?
I think it was both.
So, no, it was.
It was both.
It was both. So, yeah, this is like the first proper era, which...
Dare we say 1989?
Dare we say 1989. But on the flip side, now she's got a lot more fans.
She does.
She's got a lot more fans this time. So...
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
I was going to call myself out and say I was.
You are.
I came back at Lover. I'm just throwing that out there. So what did we get last night? We got a track list. One track.
We've got one track.
We've got one track.
We've got the 13th track name,
which everyone thinks was like basically planned.
A little on purpose.
Yeah, if you saw her TikTok, she's using that bingo machine, and 13 came out, so we got Mastermind.
We did. Which, not just any Mastermind. No. We've gotten a little phone action.
I know.
Mastermind.
That was spicy.
That was spicy.
Like,
that was huge.
Pulled that phone out, said Mastermind. Who are we thinking?
Immediately Kanye.
Kanye West.
I mean, dare I say,
Kimye.
How could you not go there?
I know, and it tracks because like that has kept her up many a nights.
Right.
That whole situation, which we will get into.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. So that's basically what we definitely know.
That's for sure. That's what's for sure as of September 21st.
Man, are those theories going wild.
And one thing I would just like to know, this is September 21st. It may take us a while to edit because we're some amateur newbies. And she could be coming on tonight at midnight and giving us another track list. So this could be dated.
Right.
But this is what we know as of today.
That's a good like little warning for that. And a lot of the theories have been that maybe starting from last night and going forward for the next 13 midnights, she'll be giving us the entire track list, which will then lead us to October 3rd. 10 plus 3, 13. 13 we know is her favorite number. For those of you who don't know or new, she is so into numbers. Using specific dates that add up to her favorite number. 13 is the number, and it would just make sense.
It would just make sense. And that's appropriate time.
Yeah.
Like, that is 3 weeks. Yeah, basically 3 weeks until the album comes out. So to get a little taste.
Are we getting a new single from it?
We can get a single.
I don't know if I'm ready for it.
We've
discussed this, and we don't know if we want to hear the music before she... Like, we are so in our Folklore Evermore, her just dropping music era, that I don't know if I want to hear a song.
I know. I'm not prepared to just listen to one song, especially because the first song is, in the past, not really reflective of the album. It's the radio single. Yeah. It's, the little radio streams.
It's the bop sometimes.
It's the bop. It's
a grower, what we call.
Yes, it's a grower.
It usually grows on you.
Yeah.
Or it needs to grow on you. Taylor also last night won an award. The singer, like the Nashville
Singer Association Award.
Thank you.
Yes.
So there's been a lot of emphasis, even since that, on her being a songwriter.
Yes.
And so another theory that's been going around is this going to be another self-written album?
There's been a lot of emphasis on this songwriter category. And of course, she's a songwriter. Like, we all know that about her.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. But more so than usual, we've gotten a Spotify playlist written by Taylor Swift, including all of her songs, mostly all of her songs, because she's written all of them. She did not include the ones that she doesn't own, except for Sweeter Than Fiction, which is weird.
We're still confused about that.
We're still confused about that. But yeah, a lot of emphasis on being self-written songwriter.
So, and not only that, she said these songs are songs that she written during midnight. So who is she besides, Joe Alwyn? Possibly, maybe could be on there. That's like another theory. But who else would she be with at midnight? Herself. So if these songs are written at midnight, it would believe us to think that she wrote these herself.
Right. There is also one thing I would like to point out, which I don't think I told you, but in her forward, there's a lot of we. She talks about we. We hope to find ourselves at midnight, yada, 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 we. In all of her album forwards in the past, it's always been I, because it's her experiences. She's the one writing the songs. So months ago, before any official confirmation of TS10, I was seeing a lot of just rumors, and like that seems to come about every few months. It's like, oh, a source of an inside source has word that Taylor's working on her 10th album, and it's going to be the biggest one yet. It's the thing I kept hearing was a collab album.
And I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know how to feel about that either. But I just think it's interesting, and I thought about it recently because of the we. And because of one other thing that happened in the Midnights video.
Oh, tell me.
It was when she wore the same shirt as the photo of her with Lana Del Rey.
And who does Lana Del Rey work with?
Jack Antonoff.
Jack Antonoff. And he wants to post so much on his social media about all his work with Lana and nothing about Taylor. So it just makes us think that I want that collaboration.
Me too. We deserve it.
The collaboration we do deserve.
I mean, it makes sense, like these three. It's just a holy trinity.
It's been needed for a while. So one other thing before we move on, there's been a lot of emphasis on M. So alliterations, what was it? Like Mayhem with Me.
Yeah.
And
Midnight's Mayhem with Me.
Right. Midnight's Mayhem with Me. Why would you not do
Taylor?
With Taylor? So people are thinking that maybe all the track list starts with M.
And you know what's weird is Me. Like the song Me, first of all, it's weird. And she says, you know, meet, it's weird. Meet me at midnight. She's been saying a lot. In that TikTok, she said, hi, it's me. She always says, hi, it's Taylor.
And we're always like, why? We know who you are.
Right. But now it's funny that she just says me. So, Midnight's Mayhem with Me. So is this album, I think, goes back to being self-written because it's like, this is all me.
Right. Which is weird that she would then refer to it as
we. I know. It's just me upside down. Like, I was so confused.
And then another thing just being on top of it, pulling in those number games.
Yes.
M is the 13th letter of the alphabet.
Like, so could every track be starting with an M?
I don't know. So I think we've hit all the theories.
I think so too. These are just the new ones. I feel like there's been so many, like,
oh my gosh, and there's gonna be more to come. By the time we release this, we might already have 2 more track lists.
Probably.
Like,
there could be. One other thing is she's been out and about recently in outfits that could be corresponding to nights that she's writing these about.
Oh my gosh, yes!
And we're just not ready for the genius that she's about to put on us. Like, we have no idea. These, again, are just the nights we think she could be writing about, but
I mean, we could say this and it's gonna be completely wrong.
No, of course, but we just think this is also just stuff you need to know, stuff that would keep us up at night. Probably, I mean, we know she's talked about some of these things have kept her up all night, so it makes sense. But yeah, I think the outfit thing was very interesting.
That was really interesting, and it's so, like so far spot on.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, we'll quick say she was just at the VMAs, which that outfit people have been saying is similar to the Look What You Made Me Do tub filled with the jewels, as well as the VMA outfit that she wore when Kanye West came up on stage in 2009 and interrupted her win.
To put it politely.
There's a couple that blue outfit. There's a couple other times when she was wearing another similar color blue, the blue outfit with the stars.
The after the VMAs,
Yes, the after the VMAs outfit.
Last night she wore an all black sequin with one shoulder, which looks exactly like her on tour outfit for I Did Something Bad, I think. Yeah, it must be. But also another award show that she was in all black sequins.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting.
Yeah.
It's really just interesting.
Just some tidbits to
she talks about her Easter eggs being heavily like involved in her clothing. So you gotta look into it.
I know. So any other theories that you guys think of, let us know.
Please let us know.
Drop it below. And we will start to go on with our sleepless nights.
All right. We're gonna get into
that first sleepless night that we think it's gonna be.
I think it could be all about BS.
Fucking Scott Borchetta.
Because we know she's lost sleep over this. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. And how could you not when something that devastating happens?
And I just feel like as much as we know, I just want to know more.
Right. I know, that's the thing. It's like we think this could be about all these sleepless nights in the past that we have already resurfaced. We've already got songs about. But I'm also even thinking, could we get them from a totally different perspective? Maybe so many years later that it's like, you know what, I actually have empathy for this person. Maybe not Scott's situation, but you know, just any of these other things that we're talking about.
Right. And now that she's like Joe, she's like comfortable in herself, and she has him to kind of like also take her out of the that mindset and a different one.
Yeah, like, oh, maybe you didn't think about it like this.
Right.
Yeah. So that's good. Yeah, maybe it could be you know, situations we know, but we just haven't heard her talk about it in this kind of way.
I know, but I still hate him.
Yeah, me too, obviously.
Yeah, you can't take my mind. You can't change my mind.
No.
So she met Scott back in like, no, she signed with him in like 2005.
Yeah.
And it should be known that when she signed with him, he did not have a label at that time. No. No. Kind of like a shady.
It was a shady situation.
It was a shady
for
situation.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, and they really grew together. Like,
Yes.
she didn't have a record label. She wanted it. He obviously wanted to make it big in the music industry.
Right.
He was a little nobody.
That's all he cared about.
And, yeah, they got together and made history.
Literally made history.
Yeah.
And there was deep trust there.
Of course.
They really
Yeah.
trusted each other. I mean, there's been many times where Taylor's had to say where she has had to persuade him for certain things, but it obviously ended up working in her favor. So there's been a lot of building of trust. There's been crazy videos of them doing like silly things and dressing up together. So it's not like this working relationship.
No, it was really familial.
Yes.
It was a familial relationship for sure.
And
And yeah, it's when you have that trust and she can be the creative person that she wants to be, and of course he's benefiting. He was making her dreams come true.
Yeah.
So
And so they signed a deal
Yeah.
for 6 albums,
Mhm.
and she got started with Debut.
yeah, and it was a smash hit, of course.
Great. I mean, and then have Fearless even more of a hit.
No.
It just doesn't.
We will get into that in our breakdowns.
In other
because
ones.
this
Just
is
too much.
This is not the video.
The big thing though with this deal was
Yeah.
that he owns the masters, but because of how involved she was, and basically we know her as the lyricist of our generation, she owns her songs
Yeah.
and the lyrics, just not the masters that are put out for all of us to
Right.
be able to listen to, enjoy, and own.
Right. So she can only re-record her songs right now because she wrote them.
Yeah.
If she didn't write them herself and she just was any other artist who signed to this record label and it got sold, she'd be shit out of luck.
And that is a whole other issue on its own.
Yeah. Oh my god, no.
I know. We can't fight
No.
the music industry right now.
No, we can't. It's not up to us.
No.
But really, she's just, her being a songwriter is her power. So that's just that on that.
We're gonna fast forward a little bit, right? She put out Fearless, Red, 1989.
I forgot Speak Now.
Oh my gosh, Speak Now. Skirt that back.
The most important lyricist of our generation.
It's her self-written album. He got debut.
Yep.
Fearless, Speak
There
Now,
you go.
Red, 1989, Reputation.
There you go. That brings us to
That are,
2017.
yeah, and those are her 6 albums.
Yep. So she's ready to walk away.
She is.
Yeah.
Well, because he is ready to sell the label.
Yeah. Mhm.
And so selling your label means you're selling Taylor's music.
Yep.
So she came to him and was kind of like, hey, I know you're selling the label. Let me buy back my masters. What did he do?
He said no. He said no. Obviously, we weren't in the room when it happened.
I know.
But long story short, it did not happen. She offered whatever money he wanted, anything he wanted.
Anything.
She could give him anything, and he chose not to sell them to Taylor.
But instead, he went behind her back, didn't even let her know, and then sold the label to Scooter Braun. And for those of you who know, I'm sure some don't, because hopefully that's why you're here, to learn, Taylor and Scooter Braun just don't have a good relationship. Scooter has just been outwardly rude to her. He is really good friends with Kanye, which we will get into that later. When he bought the label, him and Justin Bieber decided to put out a little picture saying, when you own what, Taylor's music?
No, when you own Taylor Swift. Yeah.
The audacity.
disgusting.
That's disgusting.
That's disgusting.
He owns Taylor
Yeah,
Swift. I'm
that's what he
sorry.
Yeah.
You as a man own
Yeah,
a woman?
yeah, yeah.
I don't think so.
Riles me up.
That was a huge betrayal on her
Yeah.
part, and that's
Yeah.
she had to go public.
She had to go public. She truly didn't know what to do other than, tell
I
her.
truly have
Me
chills
too.
right
Me too. She had to go to the fans and say, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
This is happening before my very eyes.
Yeah.
And they're not even letting me perform my music at award shows and yada yada.
Oh my gosh.
And, if we didn't know that, we would be streaming her music, obviously,
Right.
because that's what you do when you support your favorite artist. But, we slowly at least me, I was like breaking out my CDs. I was like trying not to stream because I felt like, I don't know, I felt like,
because you're a Taylor stan.
yeah,
and if
that's
she's
just not right.
No,
She's not
and she
profiting
worked
from her hard work.
Thank you. She worked hard for that money.
Yeah.
And us as fans, and who she is and how she markets,
Yeah.
we are doing it for her.
Yeah.
And no, you're not getting it.
Yeah, it's just not right.
It kills me right now to have to stream 1989.
I know. I cannot. That's why we need Taylor's version for everything.
I know.
And we need a new album.
Yeah.
But I also need Speak Now in 1989 and
Yes.
debut.
There's a lot of sleepless nights within that time span.
Of course.
That spans like 10 plus years.
Yeah. I mean, even in the song Hoax, which we can refer to being about this situation, among other things, which we'll get into, she literally says, my sleepless nights, my winless fights.
Yeah, because she lost that fight.
She lost that fight. It was a winless fight. It was not going to go anywhere.
And knowing Taylor and who she is, like, she's already written a lot of songs about the situation. So if you're writing a whole album about nights that you were up, you can only hope that, or imagine that a song about Scott Borchetta is going to be on there.
Yeah.
Or just, not even about him, but about her losing her entire life's work.
Yeah, which, listen to Folklore, because there's a lot of that undertones, and Evermore, obviously.
Like, starting right off the bat, My Tears Ricochet. Go listen to it. It is about Scott Borchetta. So, Sleepless Night, possible number 2. I mean, there could be many songs about this.
Many.
Which is the obvious and infamous Kim Ye. Mostly Kanye. Kim made her way in. Inserted herself. Starts off, we're going back in time to 2009.
Yeah.
Taylor won a VMA.
Yeah.
And she was very excited about it. It was for You Belong With Me music video. Kind of like, was that her first big award? Because she didn't yet win the Grammy.
Right, I don't think she won the Grammy yet.
So this was big for her.
This was big.
And
it's huge.
It's huge.
VMAs are like huge. Yeah.
She was like 18.
19, 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you're winning awards. It's huge.
Yeah.
So what happened? She got on stage. And here comes Kanye out on stage to steal the mic from her and to say that he does not think that she deserves to win the award, but Beyonce does. And then the whole audience booed, and poor Taylor thought they were booing her. But in reality, they were booing Kanye. But like, she didn't know that. She was like an impressionable mind.
I can't even talk about it. Like, it really, it's just so sad. There's no other words. It's heartbreaking, it's sad, it's just tragic.
I don't even know how she, like, went past that.
Me
like,
neither.
Put herself back out
Me
there.
neither.
That would have caused me to never leave. I mean, I don't leave our house. Obviously, it's for the girls at home. But I would never leave my house.
Me neither. No, she just, the way that she was able to turn that around and forgive him and give us innocent with that is just wise beyond her years. We were just not ready. Kanye wasn't ready, clearly.
No. And like, it was so well written that I didn't even know it was about him.
No.
I don't know why I thought it was about John Mayer.
No. Because he was also 32 and still growing up now. That's why.
That makes sense.
But it was just obviously a defining moment in our history. And we're still talking about it to this day, 13 years later. But no doubt that caused sleepless nights.
Yeah. Obviously.
I
would not sleep that night.
No. I would not sleep ever again. And that was just not the end. And in fact, that was the beginning.
Right. One hoped it would stop there.
No.
But unfortunately it did not. No. They kind of, you know, not got back together. They kind of mended. They rekindled. They mended. Then, all of a sudden, Kanye releases a new album. And on that album is a song Famous, where he he uses Taylor's name and says, all the South Side people that know me best, I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that bitch famous. And that caused an uproar in both communities. Kanye's community and Kim's.
It did. Because he put this song out there, and, you know, the Swifties are like, how dare you take credit for her fame?
And at that point, we didn't know about the phone call.
Of course not. No. So it comes out, and, you know, Kanye's team starts saying, actually, she knew about that lyric and she was fine with it.
Right.
So Taylor has to come out and say, actually, no, I don't want to be included from this. I would like to be excluded from this narrative, one that I did not ask to be a part of since 2009. But, you know, her real problem was that he took credit for her fame.
Yeah.
He did not make her famous.
No.
In fact, she won the award, so she was good.
Right.
So that always pissed me off.
Okay. So, her coming out saying all this, Kim being the protective wife that she is, it pissed her off. And I will never forget, because that was during my lapse judgment time. I was watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It was a Sunday night, and the episode aired about this whole situation. And after that episode aired, Kim put on her Snap story the phone call conversation recording that Kim and Taylor had, basically proving that Taylor knew about the lyrics.
To go back on my sentence that Taylor didn't want Kanye taking credit for her fame, she didn't actually say that at that point. It was that she, you know, she just said she didn't know about the lyric and whatever. And then Kim comes out and says, actually you did.
Didn't know about it.
But Taylor's real problem was not the word bitch. It was not, you know. I mean, it was, but.
Trying to say that you made me famous.
Yeah, it was that. It was that part that really hurts.
And especially, like, if you know Taylor and how hard she works. Yeah. She started off 11 years old, like, putting herself out, busting her ass in Nashville, trying to get a record deal. Gets a record deal with a nobody. And makes herself one of the biggest country stars. Not even yet pop star, but like a huge country star. And then to have this famous person who ruined your first big win to come out and say, no, I made that bitch famous.
Yeah, that's just disgusting.
That is like endless sleepless nights you're having there.
That's a sleepless night.
After that happened, Twitter went ablaze. Yeah. And that is where we get the hashtag Taylor Swift is over party. And basically Taylor got canceled. And we lost her for 3 years.
We did. No one physically saw her for a year.
That was...
Was she sleeping? Was she not sleeping that entire year?
Probably. But that led to Reputation.
Yeah, thank God.
I know. That was a cultural reset.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
So obviously, we're going to get into other sleepless nights. But this was like a really big part of it, and it really kind of intertwines with a lot of other people that we'll be talking about that will also, we think, given her sleepless nights.
Of course.
Because Reputation, we will get into next, is her relationship with Karlie Kloss.
Yep.
And that was kind of the downfall of their friendship.
Yeah.
It was right around Reputation. And then also around that time is when she started dating Joe. We got Joe. And that is like the beacon for her.
Yes.
So, as like truly bad as this was,
there was a light at the end of the tunnel.
A huge light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
So we are now on our third possible sleepless night, and it is Karlie Kloss.
Yeah. There's so much to say about this because it was a huge deal. And
it was not only that. Just think about if you've ever had a best friend and you just like don't have them in your life anymore. Yeah. There's gonna be so many sleepless nights.
Yeah, that's true. That's really true because a friendship is it's very different than a relationship, obviously. It's, you know, you can wipe your hands clean of a relationship, but a friendship is like you're spending every second of every day together in a, you know, in a not romantic way. They kind of know you in a different way.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
No.
And it's like, how do you just like wipe yourself clean of a friend? Like sometimes you get in these fights and you're kind of, all right, I want to distance myself from them, but it was like completely cut off.
Right. And the fact that it was so public is why we think something went down. And something big happened.
And we have our theories.
And we do. So the friendship between Karlie Kloss and Taylor Swift is one of many sleepless nights for a lot of people because we just don't know what happened. So mainly because their friendship started very publicly. Yeah. It started over Twitter.
Really?
I forget which one reached out. I think Karlie tweeted and was like, oh no, I think Taylor tweeted and was like, I want to bake cookies with Karlie Kloss. And then Taylor was in Vogue, or maybe vice versa, and they were like, love the cover, let's bake cookies.
Wow.
From then on out, they were attending award shows together, basketball games, going on road trips, going on vacation, 4th of July parties, Victoria's Secret fashion shows. It was just in our faces.
I know.
And like we kind of ate it up.
Many times where they've referred to themselves as like sisters, twins.
Yep.
All how are you not inseparable if you're referring to yourselves as that? Like who doesn't want to see Taylor though? Like when all of her songs are about boys, when the media just focus on boys and heartbreaks, like we want to see her thriving with friends.
Right. And that's where the Girl Squad came in. I know. Is because that was just her first time. As we know, you know, she always talked about being kind of a loner in high school and like no one really liked her and she was made fun of. So when she became big and she had this opportunity to surround herself with girlfriends, it was like she wanted to show them off.
And also to prove a point, like, yeah, I can hang out with my girlfriends and guess what? I'm gonna write songs about it.
Right, exactly.
She can do nothing wrong.
What happened with their friendship is it came to an abrupt end, seemingly around 2016. That means less social media posts about them. But at the same time, Taylor was also off social media because this was Taylor Swift's over party.
This was the Taylor,
and she wasn't
how
invited.
They all kind of interconnect.
Yes, exactly. So Taylor Swift's over party. Taylor was not invited, so she's totally out of the picture. She's not posting. She doesn't think anyone wants to see her, which I couldn't imagine. So like I was missing her so much. But this was also the time that Taylor and Joe started dating.
Yeah. So should we get into like the big rumor of why they broke up?
Well. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. So, One of the big possible theories of why their relationship or friendship abruptly ended was there was this night where Karlie asked to stay over at Taylor's house. She has a room in her house, which is hilarious. And, you know, she was already dating Joe at this time, so there's probably a lot of evidence that her and Joe were dating, but Karlie had people over her house.
I think Taylor without knowing.
As
far as we know, the rumor is Karlie threw a party at Taylor's house without Taylor's knowledge. And of course, you're gonna have pictures of your boyfriend around.
Right.
Karlie obviously knows
his
maybe,
clothing.
Yeah. So there's a lot of evidence around that Taylor has a new guy in her life. And obviously word's gonna spread.
Yeah, not long after that.
No. And like Sarah said, Taylor really wanted to keep this private. Like, her reputation's never been worse. No. So he must like her for her.
Yes.
And she just really wanted to protect that. So to have that leaked to the media was just really devastating. And
yeah, so eventually it was leaked to the media.
So I guess, you know, she's a smart girl. She can put two and two together. If you threw a party at my house, first of all, disrespectful.
Right.
Second of all,
like, I feel like, is that just like glazed over?
Well, yeah.
Like, could you imagine?
Yeah.
Me coming to your house, you not being here, and I'm just throwing a party.
Like, it's not like she's just someone on the street and doesn't have a house. Like, you can throw a house at your house, or throw a party at your house.
You live 5 blocks away.
Right.
And then if we're gonna fast forward, you know, Taylor wrote what is Reputation, and that was just absolutely an iconic, it was perfection of itself.
Yep.
And there was not a lot of support from Karlie.
No. Which is odd, because she always has in the past.
Yeah.
She's always been supportive over social media. And you could look at it like, well, Taylor herself hasn't posted, so maybe Karlie's just not putting herself out there either. But it just seems weird because, you know, Karlie herself wasn't really impacted as far as we know. You know, it's not like Karlie Kloss's over party. So she can support her friend.
Right.
But she chose not to. And during Look What You Made Me Do, the music video, we get a throwback to the You Belong With Me music video.
Right.
With the shirt.
Yes.
With all of her friends' names on it. And obviously what's missing is Karlie Kloss's name.
Her name's not on there.
And that's interesting.
It is.
Because it's so clearly not there.
No, it's not there.
It's not like she was hiding who is there, who wasn't there. Maybe it was fake names. No, Selena's on there. The Haim sisters are on there. We've got Blake. We've got Ryan Reynolds. We've the people we know, and Karlie is not on there.
And they're the people that are still around.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, Karlie's not.
But, you know, the rumor mill circulates. It spreads itself.
Yes,
it really just feeds itself. So in 2018, 2019, even Karlie says, don't believe everything you hear. We're still friends, yada, yada.
I don't believe it.
Taylor doesn't respond, obviously. No. She's not, you know, she's letting her music speak for herself. She's done.
If you've burned her, you're done.
Right. Also, Karlie was at the rep tour, which, interesting. But
wasn't there, like, people were saying, especially in pictures, like, it just didn't seem
it didn't seem right.
There was still a relationship there.
No, and also, like, Karlie chose to share that photo, but no support for it. Yeah. You know, did they, like, mend a little bit, and then she went to the tour, and, you know, just as a courtesy?
Right.
I don't know.
And correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So we're gonna, like, fast forward, right? It's been a couple years.
I got some
Lovers that come out. Oh my gosh, about Reputation?
Yeah.
Never mind, I'll hold my thought. You go.
Okay, so during the same time, we've got early 2020, or is it 2019 still? Karlie gets married. And she's got 2 big celebrations, ceremonies, parties, whatever. And Taylor's absent. Taylor's notably absent. You know, she could have prior commitments. She did.
Was it like she was very good about COVID too.
So this was 2019. So before then. But you know, she has other obligations. It was, you know, she had
Lover, baby.
Right, she's working on Lover, which thank God. But you know who wasn't absent was Scooter Braun. Scooter Braun was at the wedding of Karlie Kloss.
Taylor's not showing up for that.
She's not going. Obviously at that time also Katy Perry was at the wedding.
And they were still beefing.
They were still beefing.
As far as we know.
As I'd like to say, well, as put in better words from Taylor Swift, a friend to all is a friend to none. So Taylor did not want to put herself in that situation.
Why would you?
You're
not going to fake it.
No.
She's not faking it.
No. And Karlie has even been photographed with Scooter Braun and his wife. So a friend to all is a friend to none.
Which was also part of the rumor mill that maybe Karlie was leaking some information to Scooter.
That's another thing.
That's another thing. Okay, so now we're gonna fast forward. We're hitting 2020. We get Folklore, Evermore, and that's really the first lyric. No, it's not. Reputation. Wasn't there something possibly about Carlie and reputation?
I mean, some people think this is why we can't have nice things.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, okay.
I was thinking
also
that.
hoax. That was also like the friendship.
Yeah.
There's a lot of speculation between Folklore and Evermore, of course,
Right.
that, you know, it's about certain situations that can be applied to a lot of other things.
But I feel like the very prominent one is going to be from It's Time to Go.
Yeah. So, like you were saying, if she was actually leaking stuff to Scooter, terrible, awful, no one would do that. When the words of a sister come back in whispers,
The proof she was not.
the proof she was not, in fact, what she seemed, not a twin from your dreams. She's a crook who was caught.
And we obviously are thinking that this is about Carlie because the whole twin. They've referred to themselves as twins.
They were twins.
They were twins. Your twin from your dream.
The words
like,
from a sister come back in whispers.
the proof she was not. She was not a sister to you.
She's not what she seemed.
No.
She's a crook.
And she
who
was caught. And that's why Taylor's not friends with her anymore.
Duh.
And that's where we're dropping it. She deserves no more on this.
So, right, but also she could have probably many sleepless nights and songs about this situation.
Right,
But again,
like, I'm gonna lose sleep over losing my
Best
best friend
friend.
who you're calling a sister.
and she never had a sister. She only had a
No.
brother.
And believe me, for those who don't have sisters and like truly make your sisters from your best friends, I would die.
Yeah.
I would die and lose
Yeah.
so many sleepless nights
True.
over if I were to be
True.
that publicly outed.
Yeah. Again, this could be one of those things that maybe she's reflecting on it in a totally different lens.
Oh my gosh.
She could.
I know, especially with Joe. Now that
Especially
they're
with
out
Joe.
and like, you know, their relationship's fine.
Yeah.
That is probably like such a big thing that probably was affecting her was she was still unsure where her and Joe were.
Yeah.
So to have this go public
Yeah.
so quickly and have her past relationships be ruined by the publicity, like, has really probably affected her.
Yeah.
Can we get like a friendship mending?
What do you mean?
Like her and Carlie. If
Mending.
Joe,
Oh, I see.
you see, like if
But-
Joe's like, listen,
Can you go back
we're
on
good.
that?
I know.
Like with Scooter.
That was just a party at my house.
No,
You're
yeah,
done.
right? That's the bottom line.
You're
no, the
done.
Scooter thing. Like, how are you hanging out with him?
I know.
He just ruined your. He just ruined your life.
No, and you're still friends with them.
He just, like, that's the lowest thing you could do. He just bought
Bought your life's work.
a life's work. No, thank you.
Okay. Friendship's
no
not
olive
mended.
branch.
Nope,
No olive
not
branch
happening.
there.
The only olive branch we're getting is for Katy Perry.
There you go. All right, another sleepless night. Sleepless nights. I'm sure she's gotten a lot of.
They're not gonna stop.
No. And honestly, it could be in like a sexy way.
I was thinking that too.
Like,
Like
I didn't even think about that till now.
until you just said it, I was
Yeah.
like, girl, she's having lots of sleepless nights with
okay,
this
good for her.
person.
So maybe we can get some like happy stuff, some sexy stuff.
I mean, we
love it.
did. False God.
Exactly.
Okay, obviously,
Okay.
if you don't know who we're talking about,
Yeah, we're talking about Joe now. We're on to Joe, love of her life.
Joe motherfucking Outlet.
Honestly, there's so much to say, but yet there's not a lot because they're not that public. We know that they love each other and that they're just so fucking cute.
I just love though that they're just so public through her lyrics.
Exactly.
I know.
Exactly. I feel like we know them. We feel
Right.
like we, like not know
As
them.
any fans
but
do,
like,
we know
right,
Taylor.
Right. But it's just like we know that it's a loving, stable relationship.
Yes.
So
And you know it's
That's
stable
what we
when they
asked.
met before Reputation. They met prior when she was at the Met Gala during the 1989 era, and they didn't really start Bleachella era, the album that never was.
Yep.
But they didn't really like start dating till right before her Reputation was trashed.
Yeah, pretty much. It was pretty much in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
as much as we think and we feel and we know Reputation is about her shedding that reputation, rebuilding up her reputation that was like lost, it's a love story.
it's a love story. Yeah. It's framed as this dark, kind of angry album.
Right.
But once you actually look at it through the lens of she's in the best relationship she's ever had, it's so secure and it's just all about love.
But like not yet.
Well, right.
Because a lot of, still even going into Lover, which we will obviously,
Yeah.
okay, so like Reputation, Lover, a lot of Folklore, Evermore songs are obviously about Joe. And there's still a lot of songs about her being so scarred and hurt from prior relationships that she's just like sabotaging all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're gonna have a lot of sleepless nights wondering, does he love me? Does he not love me? Am
Yeah.
I ruining this? Are we gonna work?
Yeah.
Once the media finds out, they're gonna ruin everything.
Yeah, we've got a lot of songs about Taylor and her insecurities. She's really shown to be self-sabotaging in a way that we can't even relate, like
No.
can relate on a personal level, but can't even
yes.
understand how someone like her could be self-sabotaging. How could she ever think someone wouldn't love her? I don't know. I guess that's just a human experience.
Which, like, her lyrics literally say that.
Right.
Archer.
The Archer is all about, obviously, you know, she just isn't, she doesn't believe that she's good enough.
Who could ever love me, babe?
Who could ever leave me, darling, but who could stay? She wakes in the night, she paced like a ghost. She wakes in the night, so,
which also,
we know.
And we do know that there has been a time where Taylor has tried to break up with Joe.
Yeah.
But Joe was like, absolutely not. This is not happening.
No.
That could be a sleepless night. Them staying up till all
He's like,
all
I
times
want
of
to
the
stay.
night talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I need that. I need that song.
Me too.
I need the song about
Me
the
too.
night where they stayed up talking to each other, working out up on the roof with the schoolgirl crush, drinking beer out of plastic cups, sipping fancy me, not fancy. But also, what's the other song? It's from Lover. The bridge.
Yeah. Cornelia Street.
Yeah, Cornelia Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know, like I know.
You know
exactly what you're talking about.
I'll look up the lyrics.
Calling your hand. No, you.
Yep.
All the way back to that part.
Years. Yep.
Saw it on the roof. You and I.
That's it.
Right. We were contracts
Playing games, I thought you were leading me on. I packed my bags, left Cornelia Street, but before you even knew I was gone. Right? And then he called her hand.
Yeah.
She turned around.
Yeah.
And we want to know.
Saw it on the roof, you and I.
You and I. So there's a sleepless night in there that we need a song about. Another
they
song
had
about.
to. They had to have. Cruel Summer. Just like that whole, it was a situationship. Like she was like, I love him, but it's like, I don't know how he feels. You know, I'm sure she was up all night thinking about that.
It was a cruel summer.
It was a cruel summer. There's just so much to say.
I know. So we can only imagine how many of these songs are going to be about Joe.
Yeah.
And their relationship.
Yeah. And there's only 13. That's why there's just so many
many
what ifs. Obviously,
so much to fit in.
We can't even begin to think about stuff we don't even know. Like this is all the information we're privy to.
I know.
But she could just be on a random Tuesday and she's like, I just was up all night and I'm gonna write the most superior song you've ever heard.
Is that it?
I guess that's it for Joe.
I mean, like, as much as we feel like there should be said about Joe, it's like their endgame now.
Right.
So
oh my God.
There's gonna be many a sleepless nights that they're gonna have.
Yeah. For good and for bad.
For good and for bad.
For good and for bad.
Probably for good and for good. I mean,
Yeah.
definitely for sexy.
Yeah. Okay, what do we got next?
So next we have all the sleepless nights that were possibly had when there was this little love triangle.
Oh, love triangle happened.
Between Calvin Harris, Taylor Swift, and Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah. And so obviously before, like...
Right, let's go back to 1989.
Yeah. Before we got Joe, we had to go through some heartbreak.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
I mean, how could we not have Getaway Car?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
so her relationship with Calvin was really interesting because this was really the first time that she was outwardly happy. Happy in a relationship for a prolonged period of time. They were together for over a year.
So high profile.
So high profile.
Like,
she posted all of their vacation photos. So did he. It was
so insane.
You know, it was a good thing for a little bit.
Like,
and I honestly loved them. Like I didn't know anything about him, but I was like, that's so cool of her to like date like DJ. Right. You know, I was just like, that's so cool.
Like two people in the music industry, just like God knows what they are collaborating on.
Right. And just like he just seemed like mysterious. And like that he just seems like a cool guy.
And she's mysterious.
I don't think that anymore. Right, but at the same time she's like nerdy. So I
know.
guess like when you think about it, she was probably just like, that's cool of me.
Yeah.
But it's like not what she needed.
I have nothing to give because I was
you
still on the wrong side of history.
You were still on the wrong side of history, but that's okay. We're here to educate.
We are here to educate.
Yeah.
Not only you, but myself.
Right. It came to a certain point when her and Calvin were together that it was
not working.
It was just over. It was kind of over, but they were still together.
Right. I mean, you were in it for over a year. At that point, it's like, how do you give up on it? Yeah. But if you're not feeling it, it's kind of time.
Yeah, it was time. It was time to go. So she went to the Met Gala, and Calvin was not invited because who is he?
Yeah, he's Calvin Harris.
Tom Hiddleston was. So that made for an interesting night because they had a drink or two. They got to the dance floor and they danced the night away.
Yeah.
They may have danced with their hands tied.
Yeah, she had a boyfriend who was older than us.
She did, yes.
She was in the club doing I don't know what.
Right, and as we said, she already met Joe at this night too.
I know. There's
what
just
a night. What a night.
To have been invited.
She slept that night? I don't think
there's no way she slept.
No.
She danced the night away.
Right. That's a sleep.
No, she was up at night because at that point in time, She knew she did not want to be with Calvin.
Exactly.
So she was fighting with herself because she met Tom Hiddleston, had a great time, knew she wasn't ready to jump in with Joe, who was just like way too secure. And she had to stay up all night figuring out how she was going to break up with Calvin.
Right. And so maybe she wrote this song that we could possibly be hearing before Getaway Car or after Getaway Car. But
no, that's too much.
I know, you don't don't even think about that.
I think a lot of things that will also probably keep her up at night within this relationship is like she was branded as a serial dater.
Yes.
And like her hopping from Calvin to Tom to breaking up with Tom, of course the media could not handle that.
Yeah.
God forbid.
No. A girl has a new boyfriend?
Oh my gosh, I know.
What do you mean?
Didn't like who she was with? Didn't want to be with him.
Never heard of such a thing. No.
No, that's just not a thing that can happen.
Yeah. No. Guy does it, it's fine.
Right.
Taylor Swift does it, she's crazy.
She's done.
Yeah, that was,
There's like sleepless nights in there.
I think that's a sleepless night. I think so. I mean,
there's many sleepless nights. I mean,
many sleepless nights.
Right.
That was hard. I think that was really hard for her. I think it would be hard for anybody to go from one relationship. You know, there was probably a time where they thought they were going to make it, her and Calvin. And once it got to a point where maybe it was just, you know, you don't know how to end it or whatever the situation was. And then something comes along and it's just, oh, this is my out. It actually was over. And I just needed this, you know, I needed a reason.
She needed her getaway car.
And she just got in the getaway car, drove off, and then was like, actually, I'm dying in this getaway car and I gotta go.
Right.
So
it's too much.
It's too much. It's too much. So I think there's...
And you know other sleepless nights she probably had?
What?
When Calvin had the audacity to like be publicly rude to her.
Of course.
Like that's a sleepless night.
Numerous times.
God forbid I wanted to break up with you because I just didn't feel this relationship was for us.
No.
But you're gonna go off and like tweet about me.
No. That's a sleepless night.
That's a sleepless night.
Yeah.
And that's really all we care to say about Tom or Calvin.
Yeah, that's
even
all
though
there is to say. From
this hurts my heart.
Yeah.
Because you know me.
What?
I love Tom.
Oh, I know.
I love Tom Hiddleston. It hurts me to slander him. Not that we were slandering him, but it hurts me to say anything negative about him. I am a huge Marvel fan. Another reason for me to stay at home.
Yes.
To see and watch Marvel. I will be waiting for Loki season 2. Yeah, just hit me up.
Yeah. Perhaps the biggest sleepless night.
Which is like still insane to me. Because how is that bigger than anything of like Scott or Kim, like Kanye?
I know.
But you're so right.
I know. I am. Because really, it's just such a pivotal moment. And what I'm talking about is losing album of the year for Red.
I know.
And there's just so much to say, again, with the added perspective of having Taylor's version now. All these years later, 10 years later, we know it's the album of the year.
Oh.
So
it's the album of like the century, but we'll see when Midnight's comes out.
Right. So she loses album of the year, which she really thought they were gonna win.
No, but like she really thought it.
Yeah.
Really thought it was gonna win.
Yeah.
In her Lover Diaries.
Yeah. She thought they had it.
She thought they had it.
Yeah. And rightfully so. It was the album of the year. But
they did not
when they lost, they did not have it, and she was devastated.
But like, not only that.
Yeah.
Not only did she lose, but to lose to, I always forget the name.
Random Access Memories.
Random Access Memory. To hear that random access memory and think that it's about to be Red.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking because you get yourself so excited.
Yeah.
Cameras are on you.
They literally.
And then she had to like.
Yeah, take it back.
Take it back and fake it.
Yeah.
And like she really.
Yeah.
And if you know Taylor, know herself, like this was an emotional album for her. She really put it all in.
Yes.
And she really wanted that recognition.
Yeah. She, as an artist, she's always been, you know, wanting the accolades. It's really important to her. At that point, you know, that's why I also think we can get some other perspective. But back then, it was all about these awards. She really wanted to write the best song. She really wanted to have the most cohesive album. She wanted
because when everyone tells you that you're like not good, no, you can't write lyrics by yourself. You
didn't
can't write a
deserve to win
album.
this award. She had so many people doubting her that, you know, she's looking up to the Grammys. She's looking up for all these award shows to give her the validation that she's always wanted.
Right.
So it was just that much more heartbreaking at that point in time. But yeah, we know that night was really hard for her. Yeah. She went home to miss out on all the after parties. She went immediately home. And obviously she started in 1989 and it was the best thing ever and won album of the year. Yep. But you know, it was not without a sleepless night first.
No, of course.
No.
How do you go to bed after losing
no.
the Grammy you really thought you were going to have?
No. I know I keep jumping back to this perspective thing, but maybe, you know, after Folklore and Evermore, where she just went out of her comfort zone and was like, you know what, I'm just going to make music without thinking about tour, thinking about what's next. And I'm just going to make what fulfills me. And maybe she just has a whole other side to her that's like, I don't need this validation.
No, it
Granted,
changes.
Folklore did win Album of the Year, which it so rightfully deserved. But, you know, maybe she's just like, I'm just going to do me now. And that was, I don't want to say silly for wanting this all the way back then, but it was just like, you know, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to be okay.
There will be light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
She will be good forevermore.
Yeah.
We have to talk about Jake.
Yeah, I guess we do.
We don't want to, but we have to.
Yeah.
Which kills me again because I don't like him, but he's also a fellow Marvel person.
Sure.
But there's so many sleepless nights over Jake.
Yeah.
The question is she going to waste a spot over it on the album?
That's the question. That's the question, given she's given us 10 minutes and an album of the best, like, 1930 songs we ever heard.
I think her own Revenge was literally Taylor's version.
Right.
So I don't really need it.
Right. I don't need it either. Is it just putting a spin on it? You know, I was like, thank you for breaking my heart and just giving me, you know, the confidence to just move on with my life.
Right, because I thought love was red, but it's golden.
So thank you for showing me that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be loved that way.
No. I don't need a tumultuous
like,
love.
is this album just going to be like compassion? I don't know. I don't know.
I just a good way. Like, you know? Forgiveness.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. She does seem really sad in the promo.
She does.
She does,
like,
but
they're rough. They're literally, she's up at midnight.
Yeah. But these are the things that has kept her up. But like now, is she just sleeping? Like she sleeps fine now? I don't know.
Taylor will never sleep fine because her best music is written in the middle of the night. So there is no sleeps for her. So the fact that this album is only 13, maybe we'll call it 14 tracks because of the Target, but I'm not counting remixes.
But yeah.
With the Target special edition.
Yeah.
How's that possible?
I know.
You're telling me through her 32 years of living, she's only had 13 to 14 sleepless nights?
No.
Maybe I guess only important enough to write about.
Yeah.
And then we have some like ones that we just want to throw out there, possibilities that
so I think I like your one.
Yes. Yeah. So everyone know, well, if you don't know, Taylor's mom has been diagnosed with cancer, has gone through treatments. I believe she was in remission and then unfortunately has been diagnosed again. Anyone that is dealing with cancer, anything relating to your parents, like you are going to be kept up at night. I can't even begin to fathom. No. Both of us talk about it all the time. We do not listen to Soon You'll Get Better.
No, you can't. I can't.
No, I can't.
No.
I listen to like the first chord and I start crying.
Same. I reach for it every time to just, I gotta.
That and Ronan will never be listened to.
It's just, it's so sad. I appreciate, you know, she said that she didn't even want to put it on the album.
Right, well, she needs to express herself, and that's how she does it. Right,
and, you know, she has the best day. Her relationship with her mom is just, it's hard to put into words because she's her go-to person.
Right, and like, for those who maybe don't know, like her mom was always there traveling with her. Yeah. Her mom was on all the tours. Her mom was the one that was driving her around Nashville. Yeah. Going to different record labels, going to writing sessions, going to singing lessons. Like, it was her mom.
Yeah. Yeah. So when this happens, it just shakes your world up, obviously. So we definitely
there's many sleepless nights.
Yeah. So Sarah's interesting theory of if
it's not mine, I can't claim it.
She cannot.
I cannot claim it. I've seen it on Facebook.
But Sarah has seen it.
I have seen it. that there's a possible track 5 called Mother that could be about it, and if we're keeping with all the songs starting with M, it makes sense.
That would just be.
That would wreck my world.
Me too.
Is that like another skip?
It would be. I know. I just like out of 13, I don't want to skip anymore.
I know.
But I can't even begin.
Like, I don't even have the chills. I have sweats now.
Me too. Me too. No, I'm sweating. Me too. I can't even think. But also, you know, in one of the promo videos, when it's a clock, she wore a shirt by the brand Mother.
Right.
So.
And she does nothing.
She does nothing on accident. That would just wreck me. And if it really is all about these M's. I can see it.
I know.
It's just so.
It's something I'm ready to be wrong about.
I want to be. I want to be wrong
about.
Yeah.
Another thing, if we're keeping on parents.
Yeah.
Her parents are divorced.
Yeah. Yeah, they divorced or separated back in like 2011. Right. It was kind of kept under wraps.
Yeah, I know.
Just to like, you know, they're on good terms. No one knows the reasons.
Right.
He's still going to tour with her. Like they're, you know.
He's in Miss Americana.
Yeah. Which.
And there's also, like, I've seen theories that on Red, the album Sad, Beautiful, Tragic could possibly be about their divorce.
Yeah.
So obviously anyone, I've been lucky enough, we both have been fortunate enough to not have to go be a child of divorce, but I have a lot of friends that do, and that's gonna keep you up at night as a child. Is it my fault?
Yeah.
Is my traveling the reason why? Is my touring, me being famous, the reason why my parents couldn't make it work?
Yeah. Yeah, that's sad.
It's heavy.
Yeah, it's really heavy.
So there could also be maybe something about that on there.
Yeah. And, you know, do we even want to talk about this?
I know, we should we give like a little
trigger warning?
Okay.
Yeah. So the last thing we think could possibly be about this, and
so we're gonna
trigger warning.
Trigger warning about eating disorders.
Yeah. She's been open as of Miss Americana about her struggles with an eating disorder.
Right.
She, you know, she talked about working out a lot and not eating, and how she would go to fittings and they would say, oh, you know, we can just use the model sizing for you. You don't even have to you know, alter it to fit you or whatever, take it out or whatever. And she associated that with like doing a good job. So she just kept feeling like she had to like stay thin. And she, you know, she finally got the help that she needed. She notices that that's not a healthy way to live.
I mean, she talked about, especially touring, she would end a show and be absolutely drained, and she thought that was normal.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's just not. And it's such an unfortunate thing that a lot of women, even men, that people go through and struggle with, that I really do. And especially now since she's being more open about it, I do think there could be a possible song on there.
I think there could be too. And maybe it's not even in such like layman terms, or maybe it is, that it's just kind of, you can allude to it. And
it could be like the hoax thing, where it's about a lot of different things.
It's just like something that's not healthy for you, but you kind of are trapped in this.
And that'll keep you up at night, counting calories. If you can't sleep, you're going to be working out, maybe staying up at...
That's the other thing. In the Lover Diaries, she talked about, I think it was, I don't even know what year, probably 2014 maybe. She got to Tokyo or somewhere, and she said the time difference kind of messed her up. She couldn't sleep, so she went to the gym.
And for those that knew at that point in time, like, because Miss America, we had already seen Miss Americana, so we kind of knew she was probably at that point struggling with this eating disorder. And honestly, and when you have to kind of face that and admit to yourself that you have an issue and a problem, that's going to keep you up at night.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's really heavy.
So we're just like not sure if this is going to be a happy album or like a heavy album.
That's the thing. I think there's so many different things.
Pop.
But it's pop.
But I mean, we could talk about her songs that are pop, that are the saddest songs.
That's another video.
That's another video.
We have sad bops.
Sad bops. So it could be just a song of sad bops.
Yeah.
I mean, Forever Winter.
I'm not ready for that.
No, I know.
Sad bops. Like her and Jack were like,
I know,
really feeling it.
If you watch the TikTok of Makings of Midnights, they were bopping.
So that gives me hope. I don't want to see those last three things on here. No. I don't. Those are heavy topics that I don't want to be naive to just omit from listening to, but I would hope we're on a
But if we're giving a comprehensive list of possible sleepless nights, they're going to have to be added.
Yes.
I don't want to fully say like I don't want them on there. I just don't want to have to cry during listening to them.
Yeah.
If that is what she needs to like speak her piece and like put that out there. Fine.
I did think that she knew she gave us enough content to cry with Folklore and Evermore. So maybe she's kind of like, you know what, you guys.
But just so I did not like. Folklore and Evermore give me life.
Well, yes, but you know, just like the ambiance and like slow, it's just like light a candle, cry, but also like you got all
with my tears and my beers and my candles.
Exactly. But even August sad bop. That's a sad bop.
It's a sad bop.
So,
but it's a great bop.
But Jack and Antonoff. So we could be getting
do
that.
Wondrous things.
Midnight's Forever.
Midnight's Forever. That's it. That's how we're ending it. Midnight's Forever. Maybe you'll get another video from us about Midnights, depending on what she releases. We have like
get something tonight.
No, we're definitely getting something tonight. We're not definite. I'm saying that, but
we could get something tonight.
Like, can we insert clown face?
We could really. You could see this in like 7 days, and we have the album.
And we could already.
She's just like, you know what? Here's it early.
Literally could have like 4 more tracks already.
Probably.
I know. So we can
know tonight if it's all M's. If we get another M.
Oh wow.
This whole thing is like obsolete.
Oh no. No, we can make it work.
No, it's fine.
The Met Gala.
Okay. Do you think Midnights is going to be a title track? No, because it's the whole theme.
But red.
That's the theme.
I know, it could.
Midnights.
I mean, she could have a whole fucking song about her writing songs at midnight.
Yeah.
At midnight.
Oh my god.
What a Twilight Zone.
Seriously.
Okay. Well, if this ever makes it to the light of day, hi, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, send us hate messages. Like,
give us some
topics,
give us some feedback. Yeah, let us know.
Feedback, please.
That's really actually the word I was looking for. We need feedback. We're such newbies. We have no idea what we're doing.
Not newbies to Taylor, but newbies to recording.
This whole thing. Yeah, we you know, as we said,
we just want to put our thoughts out on the internet.
Like we talk about this on our own, so we just know other people also do this.
No, we don't know if anyone
would listen.
Statistics from Snapchat. And it's honestly sad because it's not even like, oh, they've been doing it for like 2 years. It makes us no, it's been within like 3 months.
The past 3 months. And it's just, it gotten to the point where we were like, no, we need to sit down and actually talk about this because we're just wasting our day, and my phone battery dies every day by like 1 o'clock.
I have to like, I work in the day, like she works from home, but like I actually have to go to my job. So like I have to save up all of her like videos for times that I can listen to. I can't even always respond.
It's just not convenient.
No. So we will have like a lot more ideas coming up.
Yeah, we do.
We are obviously going to be giving you Taylor content until October 21st. I mean, even after October 21st.
Yes.
But we have a lot of other ideas. I mean, we're the girls at home.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
so
things
much
you
to
do at home.
Literally, the possibilities are endless. We're just gonna have so much fun. We've got a lot of things up our sleeve.
Yes.
And we're just so excited.
And we just hope you guys like come along for the ride.
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be fun.
Come in our getaway car.
Okay, meet us at midnight.